Welcome to the Wednesday night webinar. We've got a fantastic webinar planned for you this evening. So I'd just like to introduce myself first of all. I'm your host for this evening. My name's Kevin Ryder. A lot of you know me, but there may be some new people on here that don't. So I'll just give you a little bit about my background. Initially, I joined Clean Easy while working full-time as a self-employed driving instructor. I loved teaching, I loved working with people, but I wasn't very successful at actually running a business. So I found myself slipping deeper and deeper into debt. Once I actually researched and found out how much debt I was actually in, I realised I was in £30,000 of bad debt. That was just credit cards and things like that. I didn't have a mortgage or anything like that. That was just bad spending. So my brother found a business card one day that said earn extra income working from home, £300 to £3,000 a month in your spare time. He handed that card to me, knowing my financial situation, and the first thing I did was throw it in the bin. I said, who on earth is going to pay you £3,000 a month working part-time from home? Surely they'd be advertising on TV, surely they'd be on billboards and things like that. But anyway, my brother said, I don't know until you give it a ring. How do you know if it's genuine or not unless you speak to somebody about it? So I responded to the ad on the card eventually, and that's how I came across Clean Easy. Now, I know some of you in here have come across it through social media, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, and you've joined to maybe retail products online. When I first started, that wasn't an option. It was purely the catalogue. So delivering and collecting the catalogue around my local area for about 10 to 12 hours a week in between driving lessons, I earned myself £233 in my first 4 weeks. Guys, for the benefit of the new people, can you please put in the chat bar, what you have earned on your first certificate of income from your first check? Can you please type in what you got? So there you go, Rob and Marlene. Great to see you, Rob. £216. Abigail, 217. I know Gunter, if she's on here, 666. I like that one. She's a devil, is Gunter. Tell you, there you go, look. And mine was 217. Karen Boardman, 212. So you can see that typically people are earning between £200 and £400 in their first 4 weeks. Some people as much as £600 in their first 4 weeks. So that's absolutely amazing. Anyway, it took me 12 months working part-time in between driving lessons and other family commitments to get my income up to £1,200 a month. Once I'd got my income up to £1,200 a month, I then gave up driving instructing and took on part-time work, working in supermarkets and things like that, just till I built my business up sufficiently to be able to give up work completely. Mine and Becky's income now is over £3,500 every 4 weeks. So when I first responded to that card and it said earn £3,000 a month from home and I threw it in the bin, I never ever dreamed that one day I would actually be somebody on that card earning £3,000 a month and more. So you may have joined just to make a bit of pocket money. You may have joined possibly just to do something around your children or because you've been out of work for a long time and you just want something to do. But a lot of people don't realise about the bigger picture and what this business truly has to offer. So to help you and hopefully inspire you and inform you, I'm going to show you a short video now. It's about 5 minutes long, and I'd like you to watch it closely and fully understand what you have your hands on, because this business is far more than just promoting a few products via the catalogue or via social media. That's how we're making immediate income, but the opportunity is much, much bigger than that, and you can help a lot of people along the way. So just bear with me while I start this video. Okay, feel free to take notes.
Hi, my name's Rob Foster. Now, what I want to do today is just run through very, very quickly and simply how we make the money with Clean Easy. In a nutshell, we make our money 2 different ways. One, from what we do ourselves with the catalogues or with the fantastic new online shop. And secondly, we make an income by helping other people get started in their own Clean Easy business and making an income for themselves. Right, if we just take step one here, let's say this is you and you do about £600 worth of orders in the month. Now, you could do that with your online shop. You could do that by giving catalogues to friends and family. You could do that by delivering catalogues in your local area. On that, you would earn around about £124. Okay, now just moving that along, what I want to show you now is how you can double that income, more than double that income, without doing any more yourself. If you take this as step two, here's you. You've done about £600 worth of orders again, and on that you'll make the 124. You've now introduced your friend to the business perhaps. Your friend gets started. They order direct with Clean Easy. They look after their own account. And in a nutshell, your friend has started their own little version, their little franchise, if you like, of your business. They're now making £124, so they're happy and the business is working for them. You've also got somebody who's replied to one of your adverts. And we can show you very, very easy and simple to use adverts. And there's so many ways to advertise now, whether it be a little advert in a shop window, a little card or something like that you give to somebody, or the various different ways that we can advertise online now. So let's say somebody replies to your advert. This could be a chap from Newcastle, him and his girlfriend are saving up to get married, or whatever the reason is, they've started their own little Clean Easy business to make some extra money. Now, let's say they do £600 up in Newcastle, your friend in Doncaster or wherever, they've done £600, you've done your £600, so now you've got a little team total of £1,800. Now, the thing that's really important here is the link. Because you were the link that brought these people into the business, Clean Easy will recognise that each and every month. And in this tiny little example here, you've now made £124 on your own efforts. You've made £146 bonus now on the team total of £1,800. So you've now made £270, and you've actually done no more than you did in month one. Now, moving that on a little bit further, step three, let's say now that you've got to a stage where you're doing about £1,000 in orders yourself, and that's quite simple. It could just be looking after about 25 to 30 customers who spend about £10. Well, if you've got 25 customers who spend £10 a week, and you've got that week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, you can see how easy it is to achieve £1,000 in orders. Now here, all what's happened is you've introduced your friend, your neighbour, your cousin, and a few other different people that have replied from adverts or whatever that might be. Let's assume that all of these people are doing about the same as you, about £1,000 worth of business each month. In fact, you could have somebody who's done about £500, and they've introduced a couple of people, and they've done 300 and 200. Collectively, it's still £1,000 in your team turnover. Okay? On this £1,000 that you've done, plus the £10,000 that your team done, that's an £11,000 team turnover. You'll now earn £1,234. Now, that's a full-time wage now for something that you're just doing in your spare time. And to be quite honest, it gets even better than that. Because let's say for one reason or another, you couldn't do your 1,000. It could be work commitments, it could be family commitments, or something happens, you could be away on holiday. Let's say one particular month you're unable to do anything yourself. Your team would have probably still done about £10,000 even without you. Well, on that £10,000, you'd still earn approximately £900 a month. And that's like a residual income, if you like, a royalty income based on not the work that you've done that month, but based on the volume and the sales, if you like, the orders that are going straight through to Clean Easy. Now, just moving it on another step. Let's say a couple of years down the road now, you've got a situation where you've still got about £10,000, £10,000 or £11,000 going on, just like you had in step 3. But 5 of the people that you've introduced, your friend, your neighbour, your cousin, or some people off adverts, have gone on to build up a team of their own, duplicating what you did in step 3. You might have somebody who's doing about £10,000 a month in their little team, somebody who's doing 20, another 10, 20. So you can see from this example, you could have about £11,000 going on, just like you did in step 3. But you've also now got about £70,000 going on in 5 bigger legs, if you like. We'll call these groups legs. In the 5 big legs that you've got, there's £70,000 worth of business. So now you've got a total business of £81,000, and the income that you'd receive on that from Clean Easy will be about £4,384 a month. Okay, now that's £57,000 a year, £57,000 a year as a residual income. The bulk of that is a residual royalty income. And to be quite honest, there's no limit to how far you can take that. Many, many people have achieved incomes like this. And I'm talking housewives, school teachers, truck drivers, engineers, fishermen, you name it. There's almost every occupation you can imagine that I've actually met or been involved with in the last 20 years who've achieved incomes like 50, 60, 80, £100,000 a year and way beyond. It's a very, very simple system, a very easy to operate, duplicatable system. It's certainly been the best decision of my life. In fact, I would recommend you get back to the person who sent you to have a look at this video, and they can answer any more questions that you might have. Get as much.
So absolutely fantastic. Now, you may have been watching that for the first time. Possibly you're a guest on this webinar and wondering, does it actually work? Is that possible? Well, I've never done this before, so I'm going to ask for all the gold distributors, that's everybody who's done step 3, I'd like you all to put your name in the chat bar if you've achieved step 3 or more. And I'd like you to put the year that you did it or how long you'd been in when you did it. Because I think people think it's all right for them, they've been in longer. But for the benefit of those who's never seen it, I know there's people on here who only achieved it last year, who's done it this year, who's done it, you know, people have done it. And I'd like you to put the incomes that you're earning. So please put your highest check. And if you've achieved step 3 or beyond, which is gold distributor or more, please put your name in the chat bar. Rob and Marlene Somerville, 8 months. Okay, they also won the Harry Crook Trophy. Is anyone else on this webinar? Okay, myself, it took me 12 months. Luke and Sarah Hailstone, 9 months, £1,276. Abigail Coakley, 9 months. Now what we call an SED, Senior Executive Distributor, silver SED. Earning in excess of £50,000 a year is Abby. Rob and Marlene, earning over 20 grand a year. Myself, earning around 30 grand a year. Laura Harrison, 5 months. Laura only joined the business last year. Abigail's check there, 3,500. Highest check, 4,392. So you can see Craig White. Okay, Craig will tell his story in a moment. Starship Commander, doing absolutely amazing. So you can see, guys, that people are building their business quickly. There's lots of people on here who's already achieved that. So it's not just the people on that video. It's not just Rob telling us that people can do it and it not being real. There's people on here tonight who's achieved that and beyond. But it doesn't start there, okay? It starts with people moving a few products, getting started. So if I can just upload my slides. So what we encourage people to do, we help and support people get off to the fastest possible start. And in order to do that, Clean Easy put on some little incentives to help you along the way. So if you're looking at this or you've just started, then your first lot of rewards that are available to you are what we call your welcome rewards. Now, your first welcome reward comes at £150 of orders, whether you put that on all in one go or whether it's broken down into bite-sized pieces. Once you've done £150 of orders in your first 30 days, you will qualify for a free box of catalogues. That's like a £30 equivalent cash bonus. That's like you know, if you were to buy those catalogues yourself, it's just short of £30. So that's a £30 bonus just for getting some orders on. Then when you do £600 of orders in your first 30 days, you will then get a further 2 boxes of catalogues, meaning 150 catalogues in total. And then once you've done £1,200 of orders in 60 days, you'll get a further 2 boxes of catalogues. So that's 250 catalogues to help you start building your business. Well, you might say, I joined to do online. Well, you can choose between catalogues and dropship credits. However, I would go for the catalogues because I seriously recommend that you give them to your online customers. Even if you don't want to go out and deliver them yourself, make sure that every person who orders from you online gets a catalogue so that they can choose from the full range of products. The other thing that we seriously recommend in order to become successful with this business is learning the industry you're involved in, learning about the business, being open to learning new ideas and new things. Because if you already, I presume most of you joined to make some extra money, and if you already knew how to make that money in your spare time working from home, then you wouldn't have needed to join this opportunity. So there's loads of places where you can learn how to get more out of your business. And the more you learn, it's a cliche, but the more you'll earn. Okay? So we seriously recommend that you go onto the resource site, which is www.cleaneasy.co.uk. the10steps.info, and have a good look around that site because there's loads of things that will help you out. However, if you click on the 10 Steps workshops, you'll see that we have workshops in various places around the country: Birmingham, Yorkshire, Bristol, Ireland, Scotland, and the South East. If you just click on the appropriate tab, it will take you through to that workshop details with the address and everything. There's also a download there for the important dates for your diary, and we suggest that if you want to pass your driving test, you attend your driving lessons. So if you download the dates, if you want to be successful in this business, attend your workshops and you'll learn how to become successful. You'll learn about the industry. You'll learn about the system. Once you click on, it will take you through to a page where you can actually book your event online. Now, the next event's coming up, guys. The next one is Bristol on the 11th of February. That's this Saturday. There's Scotland on the 18th of February. That's also a Saturday. There's Birmingham on the 19th of February. That's on a Sunday. And the Yorkshire Workshop on the 26th of February. That's also a Sunday. Seriously, if you want to make good money at this, whether you just want to make a few £100s a month or whether you want to change your entire lifestyle, the workshops and the trainings and the webinars and the Zoom calls are everything that's going to help you do that, okay? It'll educate you in what to do. So, in Ireland, on the 12th of February, there is the Ireland Sizzle. Doc McKillen has people round and they all get together. Where's that at? That's at the Hollywood Old School. Okay, everyone gets together, has a chat, do some training, and that's a fantastic event over in Ireland as well for you guys. Right, without further ado, okay, the centre stage is now going to be taken by a fantastic bloke, really good friend of mine, been an inspiration throughout my Clean Easy career. The youngest premier distributor in the whole of Clean Easy. This guy, a premier, is basically somebody who's built 5 bronze distributor legs. If you don't understand that, speak to your sponsor. Top check, over £9,200 for a 4-week period. Fantastic drinking partner, all right, especially when you go to the conferences. You can't escape Craig White. He ends up raiding the bar. So I'm sure he'll tell you all about himself and his stories and everything else. Fantastic bloke. Please give it up for the amazing Craig White.
Hola, hi everyone. Hope you are really, really well. And it's just dawned on me I've not had a shade, so I do apologise that you have to look at my ugly mug this evening. Hey, look, it's a pleasure to be online with you guys this evening. Kev asked me a couple of weeks ago, a few weeks ago, maybe a little bit longer. Time flies, isn't it? Can you believe that it's February the 8th already? Isn't it insane how every single year January comes and disappears just like that? And this is what life is like. And I think so many people spend their time drifting through life when they've got an opportunity to make the most of every day, to live to the very fullest that they find possible. But it's insane that it's February the 8th. It's my dad's birthday in 3 days on the 11th. And Joe, for me, it almost feels like it was Boxing Day only a matter of days ago. And I'm sure you feel a little bit of the same. But Joe, it's been an audacious start to the year. Some of you may or may not know, I actually live in Spain now. I made a decision a couple of years ago, actually, that I wanted to get myself in a position financially and security and strength-wise, from a business and an investment perspective, I guess, to be able to just come out to Spain and enjoy life, you know, and put my 2 little girls into Spanish school, mi princesas, and for them to learn a 3rd language. You know, it's amazing when you realize the capacity of the mind. And I'm sort of waffling a little bit, but that's really my standard kind of focus. And when you start to appreciate what you have in your hands in this business, and it's not just what this business brings you in the form of financial reward, it's friends, it's experience, it's personal growth, and it's certainty. And tonight I really want to talk to you about certainty, because I believe certainty really does play a big part in your future success. So I really want you to maybe take some notes and embrace the certainty that lies before you. Because for me, I came to Spain knowing full well that if I put my girls into school, they're aged 9 and 5 years old, that by the time we left Spain, they'd be fluent in 3 languages. Some of you may know their mum's Polish, and we're great friends, although not together anymore. And, love her to bits. And for me, I'd sleep in a box before she does. Not that that's ever going to happen with Clean Easy, turning our visions into reality. But, the girls speak English, they speak Polish. Isabella writes in English and Polish, and they've been in Spain now for 5 months, and they're pretty much fluent. Which is just absolutely phenomenal. And I just think, this business really does give us opportunities. And my plan was to come out to Spain and run the business back in the UK and drop the girls off to school and work hard until 2 o'clock, pick the girls up and enjoy the Spanish lifestyle, and then pick the phone back up late in the evening. And Joe, it's amazing. The company launched into Spain, as you know, and it's been a bit of a whirlwind, a fantastic growth. Comes with many challenges, but we'll pioneer this, guys, and we'll make this business absolutely huge, because as I often say, it takes all of us to make every one of us successful. But you know what? I'm waffling. Let me bring my presentation up. I've got it in bloody Spanish slides again, Kev, just as well. I know what I'm doing now. Let me just bring this up. Okay, I've had to put this in a PDF, guys, so all of my points are going to come up all at one time, so I do apologize for that. But look, I joined the business like many of you. I stumbled into Clean Easy, and it's become life-changing for me. I mean, Kev was just talking about the trips around the world. We were in India, in Goa, not so long ago, and Kev was on his way to bed, and I kidnapped him and a few other people, and we had a bit of a party till the early hours in my room, which was just phenomenal. So you really do forge some amazing friendships in this business. And one of the things I've become really passionate about is the quality of our life lies within the quality of our relationships. And I kind of hope that I give you that impression as I kind of run through what I want to share with you tonight. But I guess I want to talk to you about certainty, because I joined the business like most of you, stumbled into the business looking for that little bit of extra money, that little bit of lifestyle money, and was pleasantly surprised how simple it really was. And just seeing some of the success that you guys have had, Gunter going, gold in 2 months and Karen in 3 months. We're in this position now where we really have got a business that is its foundations in place, and we're on the cusp of a growth wave that will last for many years as we expand into more and more markets. And I really do feel that you've got a unique opportunity, but an opportunity to be certain. You see, when I got started in the business, I'll be honest with you, I saved some money to go traveling, and I traveled the world, and I came back from traveling in April 2001, and I decided to do Clean Easy full time. And it was really because I'd become accustomed to the freedom of traveling and backpacking, and I'd work with Clean Easy part-time just to save the money to get started, to go traveling. And then I lived out that dream. And I've got 2 drinks because I'm kind of in Spain, need a cold drink, but I thought it'd be wrong to not have a little bit of red wine to share with you this evening. Anyway, so I wanted to save some money and go traveling. So I did exactly that and came back 2001 and really just planned on doing Clean Easy short term, but I fell in love. I fell in love with the business. I fell in love with the freedom. And a lot of people now talk about one of their main goals and aspirations, and you may talk about this, is to be free. Well, let me inform you. I guess a little bit of a shot in the arm, a coffee kind of injection wake up, so to speak. We're already free. And I think when you really totally understand and believe that you're free, you can really start to work for goals and ambitions that really drive you from the inside out. Because we are free. We're free from the chains of society. We're free from the chains of life. When you get the 6 inches right, you really can be certain. Anyway, I'm waffling again. So I wanted that freedom, and I enjoyed it. I fell in love with the freedom. I fell in love with the people really quickly. I'm a really kind of proud person. I'm obligated in my heart to help and support those that depend on me. It's just how I am. I'm a little bit old school from a protective point of view, certainly as a father. To being able to just take care of my kids is, it's all I need in life. And I think when you grasp what this business really offers you and what it's done for me, very quickly, it gave me the freedom that I aspired to. And I went gold relatively quickly, certainly not as quick as Gunter. In between kind of Gunter and Karen there, 8 to 12 weeks. I kind of can't remember, if I'm honest. My brain's fried. 9 weeks, 10 weeks, 11 weeks, something like that. And that was just pure ignorance on fire. I was so excited about the business. I stumbled across my first team member, and then I was literally, I saw the circles that Kev's just showed you of Rob Foster, and I just really started gunning for this business. And I went to an event, and Graham Moore, I was talking about goal setting, which I thought was a little bit mumbo jumbo. But I made a decision at that point that I wanted to earn a couple of grand a month, and I was told to do what I needed to do to earn a couple of grand a month. I could qualify for 2 of the trips, which is a trip to Rome and a trip to Malaysia. And there's a reason I'm telling you this, because when I went to Rome, Rob Foster, who you've just seen doing the slides, bearing in mind I was a gold distributor and hadn't been in the business that long at all, about 6 months at this point, and spent a lot of time with Rob Foster and because I wanted to get around the people I wanted to listen to the people and get around those that were making the money, that inspired me. And also a guy called Chris Mason-Paul. Now, at the time, Rob had just been recognised as a premier distributor in the business. Just been recognised as a premier distributor. And was earning just over £7,500, £7,700 every 4 weeks, something along that. I found that quite inspiring. Then I met a guy called Chris Mason-Paul who was earning over £40,000 a month. I mean, connect the dots. And although I could see Clean Easy, it was almost like the logistics of how someone could be bringing in 40 grand a month. But I guess it's that philosophy of the further you climb, the further you see. And I remember this. I remember 2 things that Chris Mason-Paul told me that weekend. Number one was a fly joke, and if you get me drunk on one of the future conferences, I'll tell you that joke in the most hilarious way. But the most important thing he told me was this. If I was to guarantee you, Craig, £20,000 a month income, the house of your dreams, the cars of your dreams, the lifestyles of your dreams, how hard would you work if you were certain of the outcome? So I pose the same question to you. If you were certain of your outcome, without any fear, without any worry, without any anxiety, if you were 100% certain of your outcome, how committed would you be? How focused would you be? You see, I believe certainty lies within the eye of the beholder, because we live in an abundant world. And what Clean Easy has shown me, and I hope it has shown you, for those of you that if you've just joined the business, I saw some people saying, look, this video is really motivating. I think it's a guy called Tom. You look at the success that you guys are having in your team over the years, and people going gold in 2 months, people going gold in 9 months, earning over 4 grand a month, and developing a culture, developing a team synergy. This should give you certainty in your outcome, because if they can, you can. We've all got 2 arms and 2 legs, and that's really something that I'm really passionate about. And you look at the growth we're having in the company right now, it's just absolutely sensational. And I forgot how to use GVO. I'm trying to press the space bar. It's been a while. But look, the business is there, the opportunity's there, and whatever your visions are, whatever you want to achieve in life. And for me, I'm really focused on some certain visions. I was sharing with Kev earlier, we were having a little bit of a chat, about what's going on in our lives and stuff. And it's just inspiring to hear what's going on with Kev and Becky, which is just, absolutely beautiful. But, I was sharing over here as well. I saw a house online the other day and I thought, I've got to have it. So I just put a bid on it. And then I thought to myself, what are you doing? Anyway, it's this beautiful villa here in Spain. It's like 390 grand. And then I've got this villa. It's quite tidy, really. Pretty nice. It's decent, but this one was like spectacular. Anyway, so then I carry on looking, because you do, and all of a sudden my visions are starting to grow, and I found the Clean Easy party house of all time just down the road, and it's only 850 grand. And when I say only 850 grand, for what it is, it really isn't a lot of money. Yet at the same time, what we believe to be true, we go in the state of mind of it being so. So I believe that 850 grand ain't a lot of money. We've just got to find a way to attract it and give the relevant value. So here's a little thing I want to share with you and ask you to write on your pads. And forgive my tangents, and I really do hope this gives you some benefit tonight. Otherwise, Kevin never asked me again. But look, write this on your pads. Give value first. Give value without need of compensation. Isn't that what our business is all about? Isn't it about giving value first? Isn't it about supporting and coaching and mentoring your team first? Because if we come from a place of sincerity, a place of value, a place of desire to support, a place of that philosophy of Zig Ziglar, help enough people get what they want, in turn you get what you want. If we come from that place of sincerity and value first, I tell you what, people will see the energy, they'll see the magic in your eyes, and people will join that sparkle. And my passion now is, I want to develop a business through contribution and value that at some point will kick back to me. And that's why I believe 850 grand isn't a lot of money. Joe, have I got it right now? No, it's all invested and stuff, but why not? You see all these super achievers earning massive things, and as we develop into new markets, start to be certain of what's possible. But look, we're either inspired into action or in moments of despair. I'm not sure where you are at the moment, whether it's inspiration or desperation that's going to compel you to start taking the steps towards what you're certain of. And this is where it's about personal development as well, and developing yourself, so you kind of growing your expectations. We all have a glass ceiling, and however hard we work, however good our skills are at maybe recruiting and sponsoring and service, I'm going to go into a few ideas with you in a moment. If we don't develop the 6 inches between our minds, we will always, through our paradigms, which is a collection of our habits, we will always reach our glass ceiling. It's the growth that Clean Easy offers. It's the environment that offers that growth that enables us to break through our glass ceiling. And you would have heard, I hope. And if you haven't, I'd like to share it with you now. Chase personal development, and the rewards will start chasing you. You see, contribution, reward, sincerity, value. But are you inspired? Are you in a position where you're being inspired? And when I came into the business, I had inspiration from what was around me. I almost had that element of despair of living with my parents and wanting to get out. And I wouldn't call it desperation. I was more inspired by what other people were achieving. But some people come into this business and they need something now. And this business can give you that through certainty. But what's important is your vision. Okay, so and again, these have all come up. So for me, a lot of people talk about dreams and goals and aspirations, and that's really important. But for me, it's about being a visionary. It's about having a vision of what you can make in your reality. Why did you join your business? Why did you join this business? Sorry. You can feel free to type. I really don't mind. But why did you join the business? What led you into the business? Now, the number one reason we know people really truly join the business is because of the person that was presenting the business to them. However, you had a reason and a purpose that brought you to stumble across this business first, to be financially free. And you know what? That means so many different things to different people. But it's important of knowing what's necessary for you right now, because it's this philosophy of, you know where you need to be now, you can then develop a map to where you want to be. So what are your ambitions, your goals? What's your visions? What's your aspirations? You know, you see, for me, I'm going to share with you at some point in this brief kind of crazy little rambling of what the business has done for me. And, you know, Mexico is actually going to be my 28th all expenses paid holiday of a lifetime with some magical people all around the world because of the things I'm going to show you over the coming slides. 28 free holidays. It's absolutely insane. And I'm gunning at the moment for the 30-30. You know, and whether or not that happens or not, you know, it's, well, I don't even know why I'm saying that. Of course it's going to bloody happen because you make stuff happen, don't you? And I really need to stop swearing. I do apologise. I'll have a sip of red wine because that'll prevent the bad language. When in España, vino tinto. So, why did you join? What's necessary to you? What's your ambitions? Where do you want to go? Whether it's £1,000 a month, whether it's two. £1,000 a month, £3,000 a month, £10,000 a month. You know, for those of you who saw me talk not so long ago, my network marketing dream of that 6-figure monthly income is alive and clicking because I believe it's possible, but that will come through sincerity of contribution and value first. Okay, so look, here's 2 key facts for you that you've probably already read ahead. 50% of people never achieve their goals. Mad that, isn't it? 50% of people never, ever achieve their goals. You want to know why? Because they set them and then do nothing about them. You see, and this is where you have an opportunity because not only do you have the chance to set them, but you've got a culture, a team synergy, a system and an environment that enables you to succeed. You know, you've got leadership that's leading the way and creating that empowering environment for others to willingly follow. And that's really what our business is all about. And I'll talk to you about leadership in a moment, but you've got an edge because you can set your goals, you're already in the environment, and then all you've got to do is be inspired or have the inspiration or the desperation to act. Because it's only because 50% set them and never do anything about them. Okay? 33% more are achieved when you write them down. And I remember going to the Swallow Hotel in 2001, and it must have been the end of April. It would have been the end of April. At the end of April 2001, and kind of got dragged along, really. I think like most people to their events, and kind of blew me away. And you know, Graham and Margaret were earning, I think, 10, 12, 14 grand a month at that point. This guy's talking about goal setting, and I took part. I wrote stuff down, you know. But it's amazing how you can get your vision and you can write stuff down. I've got goal boards now. They're not here in Spain. In fact, I did have a goal wall here, but I've recently sort of taken it down because I'm going to reshape it because I'm going to put all my business circles around that mirror, just so I can see my business and get excited and know where to coach. But anyway, so 33% more of your goals will be achieved if you write them down. And then it's about getting them around, getting them all around. And you don't probably need me to teach you to do this because you've got it in your training program and in your system, and your leadership will guide, support, and mentor you to do this. But do you know what? Get your goals on your mobile phone. Get them on your desktop. Get them in your wallet. Get them in your car. Get them on your walls. Get them in your cupboard. Get them on your fridge. Create goal boards. I created 5 massive goal boards, like one goal board for each SED leg. So 5 goal distributors, 5 big dreams. So here's something for you. Aim for SED, and SED is the key for you to unleash 5 major visions. And mine were this, if you don't mind me sharing, and I need to speed up because I'm waffling, but my vision, I'm trying to remember them now. Mine was Spanish lifestyle dream. Mad. Mine was a 7-car dream. Okay. Yeah, not really sure about that one anymore. I've had 3 cars, wasn't really the cleverest thing that I did. £2.5 grand a month. Petrol bills, not probably a smart thing to do. I'd probably be able to afford that 850 grand house if I didn't buy a Porsche. Then I had a Monopoly goal. 4 greenhouses, 1 red hotel philosophy, as in 4 rental properties, 1 mansion, 4 rental properties, 1 mansion. That was kind of my kind of goal there. Then I had an influence goal to influence thousands of people around the world throughout in our business, in our network marketing business as we grow around the world. And for the life of me, I can't remember the 5th one. It'll come back to me. It was something to do with contribution. I can't remember exactly what it was. You know what? They all went away, and I'm going to show you my life in a moment because it's pretty phenomenal. You know, when you set goals and then you unconsciously, they're in your mind and your brain starts to find, the bigger the goal, the more you'll start to find naturally and unconsciously, you'll find solutions. Do you know what? We are mechanically amazing individuals. We all have the ability to do what we choose to do. We all have the ability to say, I'm certain in my outcome and I'm confident because of the environment I have around me. So look, it's about being passionate about the possibilities. I mean, my mind's now and my belief levels are huge. I'm a believer in people. I believe anybody with the will, the desire and the passion to succeed can achieve anything. You know, passion to succeed is the cornerstone to your success. When you're passionate about something, you're excellent at it. Well, I became really passionate about my business, and I wouldn't say I'm excellent because I just love it, and I'm always growing, I'm always learning, and you know the philosophy is, you know, become kind of king and queen maker, inspire people, be the wind beneath people's wings. But passion to succeed really is at the cornerstone of your success. And actually, I've got a free podcast show being launched soon called Passion to Succeed. There's 16 shows with millionaire minds around the world, which is just a free iTunes SoundCloud show that can just help people fill their mind. And that was something to do with, I've just remembered, that was one of my goals, to have the selfish indulgence to learn and contribute. And that's a way of doing it. But look, get your vision board up, be passionate about the possibilities. And this space bar's now worked. But look, we've got perfect timing. Like, look, what more can give you certainty of your outcome? And this is, I want to share this with you, right? I've been in the business, nearly 16 years in April, okay? I've got a customer base that is still paying me that I built in April, May, June, July, August, September, and October in 2001. If you build a customer base online and offline, you build it properly, it will pay you for the rest of your life on the provision that you market. And I'm going to run through a few things. But look at the company's growth. Look at the people flying through the pay plan. Look at the certainty in people's eyes. You know, you look at people like Jackie and Stephen McCormack getting on stage and say, well, look, they're saying it's available, so we're just going to go for it all because they're certain, because other people have, and so can they. Do you know what? They are beautiful people. They are lovely souls, and they are fantastic. But you know what? So are you. You've got the ability. You just need to make the decision. You've got the environment. We've got a team here that really can flourish and build massively. We've got track record of success. And I think from a timing point of view, it couldn't be better for you to say, right, this year is going to be my year. 2017, I'm certain of the outcome. But you know, the philosophy is to focus on the activity. Your personal triumph is having a great day in your arena. It's about doing what you said you're going to do. You know, I live to-do list philosophy. I mean, look, here's my to-do list for the year so far. Okay, you know, I live to a to-do list philosophy. I forgot something today because it didn't go on my to-do list, and I'm like nearly pulling my hair out because it was a team-related thing that I forgot to do because I didn't write it down. You want to be that busy that you need a to-do list. You want to be that busy that you're just loving life and you're on a mission. Do you know what? Your posture is so strong when you're on a mission and you've got certainty. Look, my 2016. Why did I want to tell you this? Because the environment's right. The timing is right. I moved to Spain in September. That took a lot of organising. I had rental properties that were being renovated. That was a nightmare. And anyway, it was successful in the end. Cost a fortune, but I've got somebody running them now because I don't want the stress. I want to build my Clean Easy business. But even still, because of the perfect timing of how we build our business here in the 21st century, last year I had my most successful personal sponsoring year. Do you know what? Every year since I started, I've recruited an average of one person a week or slightly more. I think the most I'd sponsored was just over 60 people in a year. Introducing, supporting and coaching one person a week. That's what our business is all about. Last year, I recruited and supported 99 people to get up and successfully start their own business. Do you know what? Some of them stayed, some of them left, some of them were here as short term, some of them got scared when they turned their computer on. But look, it's about our contribution. And what I know is I contributed to 99 people and gave them a life-changing opportunity and all the support infrastructure that goes with it. So, that's what happened last year. I actually had 4 new gold distributors break out of my personal sales group last year. That's pretty insane. And I'm not saying this to be egotistical, because I just think that's because of the timing. I think it's because it's of the environment. And yes, I love the business, and yes, I find it easy because I'm passionate about it, and I've learned some things, and I've developed my skills, and I'm open to get much better. But that's what I achieved last year, and I set out to achieve that. But you know what? Sometimes it didn't seem like it was going in the right direction. But you have to have faith. And in fact, I actually wanted to break 5 gold distributors, so I didn't achieve that. I'd like to break 8 this year. Okay, not out of my personal sales group, but just directly through me recruiting and supporting people. But why not dream big? Because remember what I said, when you've got that big vision, you will find solutions in your own mind or collectively with your mentor and your sponsor, because 2 or 3 heads are always better than 1. And you'll come up with strategies and ideas to make stuff happen. And the reason I'm telling you that is because when I look back, did I work ridiculously hard? No. Maybe I did, but I absolutely loved it. But I also moved to Spain. That's quite a big thing to do, It's an adventure as well. Do you know what? Driving here with the girls was just absolutely spectacular. But look, you've got a duplicatable system. My advice to you is keep it simple. And we keep it simple because we do 3 things. We retail. What's retail about? It's about offering it's about offering a service. It's about offering a little bit of magic. The kind of the philosophy of our business, whether it's online or offline, is you retail your business for a need. And I've always thought about this. If you come into the business to earn a couple of £100 immediately, and then you want to start networking the business, and you go down all the routes of your warm market, but then you need to start investing in maybe flyers and some advertising and shop ads. What you need to bear in mind is it's worth looking at increasing your retail, either online or offline, just to cover the cost of self-financing your business. So you need to decide what you need. But what you need to do is ensure that when you do decide to expand a part of your business, you expand it through finding more time, not through stopping doing, more sponsoring or more coaching. It's just about finding more time. But retail's about service. We're a service consumer-led industry. And this is why it's the #1 growth industry in the world, because it's direct selling. People love to shop from home. You don't need me to preach this to you. But it's about that magic. What can you do in the next 4 weeks, right? We're just about to finish period 2. In period 3, what magic can you put into your business to make your customers feel valued and loved and appreciated? See, this business to me is about sometimes doing something that is unshakable, something doing that's uncomfortable, maybe doing something to add in a little bit of magic to your business. Maybe it's about marketing. But I always looked at my business as when I planned my business, the first things that go into my diary still this year, no, to be honest, I don't, now I'm in Spain, I don't retail, okay, because I have a UK account, I can't sell in Spain. So I don't retail anymore. I don't need to. But I retailed massively in the beginning, and then I petered that off as time went on, and I handed my customer base over to another distributor in August, and I've got 12 minutes. Jesus Christ, I do talk and waffle a lot. Sorry for my blasphemy, my mum would kill me. Look, retail, need, service, magic. Get it in your diary first, okay? Then it's about sponsoring. This is what I love. We sponsor. We're in a different marketplace. Do you know we used to talk about 1 a week? 1 a week? What? Do you know what? Our business now, if you're in the game, if you want to focus, 1 a week's old school. 1 a week's not even 21st century, and 1 a week is not clean easy. But do you know what? It's a good start, and then you can build on that. But know and be certain that you can build 1 a week when people are bringing in 12 to 30 people a period. I've sent out, and this isn't because I'm big or clever, it's just because I've got leads coming in from all over the place, because we recruit local, we recruit international, we recruit social. And when we say we recruit local, we recruit people locally to us. We're still going to do our shop ads, our taking our business where we go. When you buy something, you put a shop ad up or you put a card on. I still put cards on the odd cars. If I park in a car park, I'll park at the end of the car park and I put a dozen cards out. I hand a few cards out to people if I have a meal. that the waiter or the waitress, they're getting a business card. Got to go through that many cards because I just kind of I can cook, but I'm an ex-chef, but I'd rather pay somebody else to do that. I think it was Rob Foster that said, if it costs less than 10 quid an hour, don't do it yourself. Good idea. Good idea. So if it costs less than, I've worked out, if it costs less than 20 quid an hour, I'm not doing it for love nor money. So look, sponsor local, sponsor international, and sponsor socially. We know what people are doing online. We know what people are doing nationally by following the systems you've got. You've got a business in place where you can recruit someone in the street next door to you. You can recruit somebody down in Cornwall. You can recruit somebody in Ireland. You can recruit somebody in Spain, and you can recruit people socially. But do you know what the biggest thing is? And I was telling Kev about this earlier today. I've just had a guy in my team here in Spain trying to recruit somebody who doesn't speak a word of English, but nor does he. And people are saying Google Translate's okay. It really is not, okay? And I've just said to him, look, if you can't coach somebody, don't bring them in. And if you can't speak Spanish to recruit them, you're not going to be able to coach them in Spanish. And this business is about coaching and supporting people. You guys know that. You do it bloody brilliantly. And it's the same, whether it's local, whether it's international, whether it's social. We develop, generate leads, we promote our business, and then we offer a solution to people. And if they join the team, we give them an unprecedented level of support, guidance, and mentoring. And that's what our business is all about. So if you're going to do it, make sure you've got the follow through as well, And this is what coaching is all about. It's about caring, it's about building relationships, but it's also about being coachable ourselves. Sometimes I think I'm bloody brilliant. And other times I think, God, I really need to speak to somebody to bounce some ideas off. And you know what? It is, solution orientated. More heads will come up with strategies that we never ever saw ourselves. And I don't know if you have weekly coaching calls or what you have, but bottom line, you need your sponsor. You need them because they will see what you don't see. And when, excuse my language, sorry, ladies, when the shit hits the fan. Okay, we have emotion that wraps us around, and sometimes we don't see the solution. Okay, I'm pretty cool with that because things pretty much bounce off me nowadays, and that's personal development. I never get ill because of personal development. My girls are never ill because of personal development because I've got them thinking that they're absolutely invincible, and they just have this thought process that germs just don't penetrate them. It's amazing. Anyway, but personal development's done that. I've got absolutely no idea what I'm saying. But yeah, your sponsor will see what you don't see. When feelings are in the way, they cloud our judgment. They cloud us seeing the solution. They cloud us seeing the sun behind the clouds of doubt. Your sponsor's there to see what you don't see. And this is where sometimes speaking to your sponsor, they don't always tell you what you want to hear, but they'll tell you what's best for you. And you know what? We didn't say this business was easy, but we said it's bloody worth it. So be coachable. This business is relationship led. If you're not spending time in the arena with people on the phone, mentoring them, at events with them, quality of our life lies within the quality of our relationships. I was thinking about this. I've been sat here just doing bits and bobs, put the girls to bed, and then I've been buzzing for this webinar because I get to come onto a webinar, and although you're not really talking to me unless through chat box, I feel a part of something. Everybody feels a part of something, and absolutely buzzing to come on air. Then I was absolutely nervous as Kev was introducing me. Go figure, right? And that's just because not from an egotistical point of view, but it's just because I want to contribute. And I want to be my best. And I think if you can take that philosophy into everything you do, you're going to do well. So look, life is about relationships. It's about caring about people. And you know what? I've earned a lot of money from Clean Easy, but I always remember one year when I had my most successful financial year from Clean Easy. I think my income was about 117 grand, something like that. And I can't remember, something like that. And won this and won that, what have you. But you know what? The most rewarding thing that year was a couple called Johnny and Pasida, and they had a little boy called Kevin that was 3 months old. They had Andy and Bianca as well that were a little bit older, and they responded to a flyer. They'd obviously moved into this house where a customer used to be. They'd responded to one of the catalogue flyers in the front of the catalogue. They joined the business, and you know what? The 234 quid they earned in that first couple of 3-4 weeks kept the roof over their family's house. That was the most rewarding and satisfying thing for me that year. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't give the money back or the holidays or the cars. But when I look back, because of relationships, because you go with a sincerity and value first, you build relationships where actually your emotion in seeing people achieve something is pretty outstanding. And you've felt it, I'm sure, at conferences when your team are going across the stage and your emotions welling you up with passion. Well, that's where passion lies. It lies within your emotions and in your hearts. And if you can get your vision in line with your passion and your heart, felt purpose, I tell you what, you be certain about your outcome. So look, education is key. Do you know what personal development does? It teaches you how to be, not what to do, how to be, who to become. You're now in a position as an 18-year-old and above to improve your skills on purpose. And you do that by, Kev's just promoted all your 10 steps events. Get to them, get online, seek coaching. Nobody in life has ever achieved anything relevant or successful or outstanding or anything really without having a coach. Olympic athletes have a coach. Students have a teacher or a coach. Everybody that achieves something worthwhile has a coach. So education is about how to be, how to improve your skills, how to sharpen your act, how to, you get to events. It's not just sometimes what you see at the events, just being around wicked people. And this is why I wanted to be on here tonight. So look, just a couple of things I want to share with you. Never question your ability, only ever question your activity. So vital. You've got it within you. The number one focus is to have a structured plan and make a commitment to contribute. I've got a couple of guys that are actually coming out to Spain to some of you may know Richard Woods, massive guys, got hands like shovels, but massively successful, him and Tanya. Me and Rich always go out for Christmas Eve. Anyway, we had a few drinks and he ended up booking flights to come out to Spain. But they've built goals around that. So they're coming out to Spain in April, I think, beginning of April, just to spend, I think 5-6 days with me out here and the girls and stuff, and just have a bit of fun together. And they've set some goals. They've set some activity goals. They're not reward goals. They're contribution goals. So their activity and contribution, if they do not achieve their activity goals for the first quarter of this year, they're not coming to Spain, even though they've paid for the flights. Kevin and Debbie have just done the same as well. They've just booked some flights for May, and they've got activity that they've made a decision that they have to achieve. And it's all about, it's their retail activity, it's their lead generating activity. And they've set these goals, and if they've decided if they don't achieve them, they're not coming. How about burning your bloody bridges? So look, never question your ability, only ever question your activity. And this is really what I was mentioning a little bit earlier. And I did this talk for my team a week ago, and I think business is very much about following the leader. But you know what? We always need a leader. Whoever we are, whoever we become, however big a business we grow, from a family needs leadership. Relationships need leadership. Businesses need leadership. Anthony Robbins gets leadership. So however big you grow your business, your heart and your soul and your mind and your body, we always need a leader. But this business is about these three things: follow the leader, become the leader, discover more leaders. And do you know what? If you are persistently and consistent, focusing on the activity, and contributing on a daily basis, the compound effect will give you results. Do you know what? Why I sponsored in 99 people last year? Because my lead gen never faltered. I have always, without fail, got 300 leads a month coming in, month out, before I do anything, because I've invested in that. Okay. And it's just the nature of the beast. But look, this is what this has done for me. Everything I've shared with you has taken me from no money, living with my parents, right? And, back in 2001, I came back from traveling. All I had was debt, not as much as Kev. I think I had about 10 grand's worth of debt, still a lot. I was moved in with my parents, love them, didn't want to live with them, didn't have a car. Brought a Volkswagen Sirocco for 50 quid. It looked nothing like that. And I had no direction. I had no idea where I was going. And I kind of got involved with Clean Easy. And I'll be honest, I wasn't in it for what I see now, or what I saw, maybe 6 weeks later. I was in it to just save some money and go traveling around the world again. One of my best mates, Ian, actually brought me a car. That car went pear-shaped. He brought me a car because I had no money. Because I was doing well, but I was investing it and I was paying off debts. My mate brought me a car, and do you know what? I will buy him a Porsche one day. I can guarantee you that. because he brought me this car, he stuck it on my drive, and do you know what? Everyone's got a mate like that. Everyone's got a mate like that, and you just want to just say thank you to somebody for being, you're a really good friend, not just because of that, but because of his belief as well, and in his big heart. Anyway, this is where I was, and you fast forward now 15 years down the line, and this is my life. Do you know? I talked about having a vision. See that house in the top left-hand corner? That looked nothing like that. It was derelict. It had no driveway. It had no land. It had no fences. The house was pretty much falling apart. And I kept seeing it. And every time I drove past it, because this friend I was talking about lived just down the road, and I saw it built, I could see what it could be, not what it was. And this is what you want to focus on today. It's not where you are. Have gratitude for what you have in your life, but it's about seeing where you want it to be. And I had a vision. I could see this built, and I still own that house. I actually rent it out now. I get just under 1,200 quid a month for it, which is pretty insane. But here's a vision for you. My tenant moves out in. Sorry, I'm going over, Kev. I'm nearly done, mate. My tenant moves out in end of September. If you the Porsche I've sold, by the way, I sold that because I decided it was only doing about 2,000 miles a year, so I sold it and brought some houses. The X5 was a big mistake. Do you know what? X5s are really great, right? I've just got to tell you something. When you put your foot down in an X5, you feel 50 quid like literally suck out of your wallet immediately. A beautiful car, but bloody hell, I had it 6 months, unfortunately. What, sod this. But anyway, you look to the left of that, you can see the fence. I'm going to extend this house right the way to the big fern trees that you see, and then out the front it's going to have a double garage, so it's going to go right the way across, so it's going to be twice the size into a big 5-bed house, and then there's going to be a double garage, and that double garage is going to have my office above it in a vaulted ceiling with lights, not lights, windows, but I'm actually going to have 2 reinforced bits of glass in the floor so I can see my cars, because there will be a Ferrari in there, because that's the only car I'm ever going to buy now. I lease cars now. I've decided not to buy a car until I buy a Ferrari 458. Anyway, I'm only sharing my vision with you. This is what I'm sharing. I'm not saying, oh, look at me. I'm just saying that's what I want. It's what I want to create. It's because I know if I can create that, I'm creating a legacy, and legacy for my kids has become really important. I live in this villa down in the bottom right-hand corner. Do you know what? I've always wanted to be on Rhoda Golf. This is a beautiful villa. You can't really see much of it there, but do you know what? It's a great villa. The sun sets where you're looking in front of you. You can see the sun setting on the actual building itself. So out of my bedroom window, I can see the sunset across the fields, across the golf course and across the fields. It's absolutely insane. And this is my Spanish dream. Do you know what? When I created one of them goal boards, I had 4 greenhouses, 1 red hotel. I've actually got, what have I got now? 7 houses now, and I only live in one of them. The rest are rented out. But anyway, I was just showing you this. So this here's the boat down on the bottom left-hand corner. We brought a boat last year. We put Vista Group International down the sides, tax-deductible expense. Get in. Then I've got the jet ski here. Do you know what? I do coaching calls on my jet ski every time I'm out on it. I'll phone some of my team, and I'll put coaching calls on my jet ski. I'll always phone Richard Woods. He never answers the bloody phone because he knows I'm just going to wind him up. But do you know what? I absolutely love what this business has given me, and it's not just the freedom and the security of having all of these things. It's the relationships. It's the empowerment that it's given these two. And do you know what? They just take my breath away. They're such strong, confident, clever little girls. Do you know what? I'm sure if you've been to events, you've seen me with them. I know Kev certainly has when we were talking at an event in the Midlands. And do you know what? They went out. I was so proud. I've got to share this with you. We had lunch, and then after lunch, they'd been to events before, but I knew there was going to be a lot of recognition. So I said to them, when we go in now, there's going to be loads of noise. Everyone's going to be cheering everybody on. And Isabella, the oldest, said, "What for, Daddy?" I said, "Well, when you get an award at school and you get a merit and everyone claps you, well, people are achieving really great things in business where they've achieved new levels. They've won holidays. They may have won cars." Anyway, so I got called up to do some recognition. And you know what? These two, they were sat with Karen. Karen will remember because she was Karen's just such a big kid. Right, she was talking to them more than they were talking to her when I was talking. Anyway, brilliant, Karen, brilliant. But they were on their chair, clapping and wooing. I was so flipping proud that they've got to that lifestyle to be around positive, like-minded people. And do you know, when I go around and see some of my team members in Spain, I take the girls with me, and they absolutely love it. They're just an absolute couple of little legends. And Isabella writes a little adventure list. She doesn't forget a thing. I told her I'd buy her a horse when she's 12, swimming with dolphins when she's 15, and Disneyland Paris and Florida. So she keeps reminding me then. But do you know what? She wrote an adventure list, and she wanted to do X, Y, and Z. So last year, on the way back from Spain, we drove back and we stopped at the Eiffel Tower, and we got there just as it was lighting up and sparkling. We had steak and chips, and then we drove back to the UK. And it's just, you know, it's what you can impress upon your kids. And you may have heard me say this many, many times before, and I know I've said it from stage at the ICC. And if you've got family, and you know, if you've got kids or grandkids, or you want kids, you don't need all the reasons. You don't need, you know, all of this stuff. This is all you need. Love and passion is all you need. Hang on, let me do that. Love and passion is all you need. And then, do you know what? I have been lucky in my life, lucky to have these two. You know, I was really lucky as a kid. Do you know what? When I was a young, sorry, I'm going to go back one. When I was at school, I got in trouble quite a lot because I was a little bit of a visionary. Try and go back. Let me press the play button. And I remember my mum being called into school because I'd set up the Littlewoods pools, my own little version. I found out my granddad started the Littlewoods pools in Liverpool with a partner before they sold it to the Maud brothers. My nan never let him forget. I found that out, so I started my own little pools at school. I was making a flipping fortune. Then I got caught, and my mum got called in. She said, I'll deal with it. And we got out of the school, and she said to me, never ever do that again, son, or you'll be in trouble. And you don't mess with my mum. She's a Scouser. She said, just don't do it at school, but carry on. I'm really proud of you, but just do not do it at school. How cool is that to have a mum that just empowers you? So I was really lucky. My dad taught me some amazing things. I probably shouldn't tell you them on a webinar, but look, they're just great people. But you know what? I've had the opportunity to travel the world with my mum and dad for free. And you know what? We only get one set of parents, and we only have this one life. And you know what? It's a given, isn't it? You know, from the day we're born to the day we leave, it's the dash that counts. And
So I don't know what happened there. They're not your product, guys. Your product is people. It's about relationships. It's about building those relationships with people and give value without the need for compensation. I've been recommending a book after it was recommended to me by Chris Nichols, and that book is Appreciation Marketing. Guys, it's all about giving value without expecting something in return, because people will appreciate your genuineness and your honesty, and they will give you the return anyway. Yes, we all join this business to make some money, but when you're speaking to people, if they think you want them to join your business so you can make money out of them, they'll never join, and that will be picked up straight away in your posture. Don't come across as though you're trying to gain something from people, because you're not. Be sincere, be genuine, be honest, and give value, and you'll get the return anyway. And finally, love your business and be passionate about it. You can see how passionate Craig is about his family, his business, the opportunity, and what it's given him. And it can give every single one of you the same who's been on this webinar tonight. Craig has absolutely no financial interest in anybody on this webinar tonight. It doesn't matter how much you do, how successful you are, that won't benefit Craig in any way whatsoever. However, please show your appreciation because he has given up his time tonight. It's after 11 o'clock at night over there in Spain, and he's willingly given up his time for free to help us and you guys. So please show Craig how much you appreciate his time. And thanks very much, mate. Absolutely, we really do appreciate what you've done for us and the time you spend. It's absolutely amazing. Thank you. I will leave it at that. Apart from personal development, got to mention personal development. Read the books, listen to the CDs, get on YouTube, and learn. Because the more you grow as an individual, the more your business will grow and the more your income will grow. Personal development is the key, guys. So thanks very much, everybody. I know we've run over, but like we say, we train to a standard, not to a time. So thanks very much. And now really is the time to step up. Good night.